Does anybody know out there what I'm holding in my hands? Anyone? Bring it a little closer. Does anyone know what that is? Can we focus, camera? Does anyone know what that is? What you're looking at here is the last spool of actual Ludwig Snare cord. You know the really good Ludwig Snare cord that you see on Ludwig Snares like? You think with all these Ludwig Snares I have around, you'd think there'd be some. Just take my word for it. You know what I'm talking about, people. Die-hard Ludwig people know what I'm talking about. When you get like a 1965 Supra, you see that beautiful brown double braided, what do they call it? Damen double braided with core snare cord. That's what this is. This, in fact, was smuggled out of the Ludwig factory in 1971 by a Mrs. Eddie Halloran, who worked at the window dispensing the cord. So she snuck it out and gave it to Pepe von Richtenbimpel, who then sat on a shelf until I came along and found it. Actually, you know, seriously, double braided nylon. Oh God, what is it? Diamond? I don't know if the term diamond's in it, but double braided nylon cord with core. It has to have a core, otherwise it doesn't work. Now, Ludwig now sells that bright orange, you know, waxy kind of cord. It's not wax. I think there's a coating of wax on it. But this stuff is terrific because it's identical. Maybe it has a slight sheen on it compared to the stuff of yore. But do you know where I actually bought this? I actually bought this. Okay, now we all know the original Ludwig, well, some of us do. The original Ludwig factory was on a street called Lincoln Street. Not to be confused with Lincoln Avenue in Chicago. Lincoln Street, I believe, was renamed, now I forget, either Wolcott or Wood. I forget, at some point. But the original Ludwig factory, 1909-ish, was on Lincoln Street. On Lincoln Avenue in Chicago, because I'm from Chicago, the Bears. On Lincoln Avenue, 4700 something, right around, there's a vintage drum store up there. Some guys sell some drums. I've never been in the shop. But there's a place called Ludwig, it's like Ludwig Blinds and Shades or Upholstery or something. Now if you see this sign, it says Ludwig, it looks, the L and the G are attached. In fact, I don't know if they swiped that kind of logo from Ludwig at some point, maybe in the, whenever Bill Ludwig got the WFL, you know, late 50s maybe, you know, with the L and the G sort of attached to Chicago. Or, you know, you'd see in the 70s, of course, the L and the G would be perfectly attached, as you know. Kind of like, let's look at the, as we know here, you can see there, right? Well, it is also possible, anyway, so a couple coincidences. So there, the joint is on Lincoln Avenue, 4700-ish, even side of the street, because it's the west side. And I bought it there. I realized after much trial and error that you needed a double braided nylon cord with core. After experimenting with other double braided nylon stuff that does not have core. But of course, it finally dawned on me one day. I was looking at the shades, the blinds in my bedroom, and sure enough, the stuff hanging down was I was like, that's the stuff. So I went in there to Ludwig, because it happened to be by my house at the time. And they're like, sure. I honestly might have paid 70 or 80 bucks for this, but there's like 300 yards and stuff on here. But I thought that was interesting. So I got from Ludwig, you can look it up. If you go on Google Maps right now, find the confluence of Lincoln Avenue and Lawrence, going east to west, and I think the north-south is western, but it'll be on Lincoln. Look there, okay? Look on Lincoln, southeast from the intersection of Lincoln and Lawrence. and you will see, I'll say Ludwig, you'll see the sign, it's white with black writing. Now it's possible that a Ludwig in fact might actually even own the joint, from like the Ludwig family. But it's also entirely possible that this Ludwig lamp upholstery might have had the L and G first, and maybe Ludwig hopped on that, I don't know. So if you ever need any, if anybody knows me, at some point if you need some of this I can mail you some. I guess there's no point in somebody. But you know what you could do if you wanted to? You could buy a roll of this for 70 or 80 bucks. And then sell like, I don't know, like 10 pieces for like 10 bucks or something. 10, 12-inch pieces for 10 bucks. You'd probably make some money, but you'd also be doing people a service. I don't have the time for that. But look at that. I mean, it's really a dead ringer. With the exception of this, you know, actually I think it's a complete dead ringer. I think the sheen on here wears off once you take the drum out once it's exposed to the elements a little bit. But that's it, okay? So thanks to folks for smuggling it out of there. Another thing too, I store this in a certain area, which I'll put over here. But here's another quick drum. Well, let's just keep that as the Ludwig snare chord video. So again, if somebody wants to maybe make a little dough with replacement Ludwig snare chord, you can find that stuff. If you really want to, I mean, this was a good 12 years ago. Call up the Ludwig people on Lincoln, just south of Lawrence. And don't forget to buy my disc, my Terry Keating Greatest Hits, available on eBay. I will send it to you. I will sign it. It's $7 shipped. Number 3 was on the radio. Okay, and I'm also starting to record my new album, which should be terrific, I hope. So thanks for watching. More videos on the way.